right. Welcome, welcome. We've got, well, I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good first, but we've got a software engineer resume as the first one. And, I don't actually know what the heck they do. All right. I already know how this review is going to go, but hey, Nathan. Hey, Space Toast Studios. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you have any. You know what? I need to put that in the chat. Ask me any questions about your job search, even if I appear busy. I would be happy to answer them. So, yeah, the first resume is going to be a software engineer, and I already know. I don't like looking at the resumes too much before because I like to go in blind because that's basically how recruiters do that. And unfortunately, for software engineers that don't state their specialty, nor whether front end, back end, or tech stack, I kind of have to because I can't really put the keywords that I need to. So I already know how this resume is going to go, but I still have to review it. But yeah, welcome. I'm very glad you all joined for the first time. So feel free to ask me, like I said, any questions you have about your job search or not your job search, and I'd be very happy to answer them. Can I put a capstone project as my experience? I need more. What type of position are you going for? You're going for engineering? You're going for neuroscience? But probably the answer is yes. You would put it as a project. So it really depends on where. Resumes are highly specific. So yeah, software engineer depends on what you're going for. In fact, I'm going to do this resume. It'll probably tell you a little bit more about how it works. It's a little bit different with software engineers for a little bit of other places. So, like I said, feel free to ask me any questions. I will get to them after this review. I am the Headless Headhunter, and I'm here to review this software engineer. So, with software engineers and recruiting, there is normally keywords and qualifications. Unfortunately, I don't know what they are for this because it's going to depend. Because your front end, your back end, your full stack, your Python, your C sharp, your C major, your C flats, those aren't real, are all going to be different keystones. In fact, no, you know what? There may actually be majors and flats. I don't know. But yeah, there are at least C sharp. So the big thing about software engineering is very specific. And right now, I already know how this resume review is going to go because I don't like looking at the resume beforehand. I think that is not what recruiters do anyway. They usually give about 15 seconds, and I give a little bit more than that, but I still have to know what you're going for. And you didn't say what type of software engineer, so I have to use it based on the resume. And I don't know what the heck you're looking for because you listed everything under the sun. There is so much here that it is largely meaningless and doesn't mean anything. This is fine. I mean, I don't think you really need this part. But when we're looking for this, I don't know what you did. All I see here is CI/CD, which is a keyword, by the way, so that is a good one, and AI, and a little bit of cloud. Like, I don't know, is it Java? I guess it's Java, React. Look, your primary tech stack, if you're going for backend, not necessarily full stack, but backend, needs to be peppered throughout your bullet points. You cannot have this. This would not pass muster. I mean, I can see you getting like 1 or 2 interviews, but like this is not going to be great. Like you have some keywords because you have GCP, you have CI/CD. And what I imagine is happening is you're getting the interviews for the recruiters, but not for the hiring managers, because this stuff can trick some recruiters that don't fully know IT as much. Not like I'm the best of the best, but I have taught people how to recruit for it before. And the manager is going to be like, well, where is it in the tech stack? You do have AI, which is good, whereas CI/CD is good. But like, we need more of your tech stack. If it's, for example, Python, and you're a backend Python engineer, you need Python, API, Django, Flask, Cloud, SQL, any SQL, that kind of thing. And a lot of my other videos cover this, but this, I can't move you forward with this unless the manager specifically wanted something like GCP because it's a little rarer. But yeah, that's all I could do because there's so much of it to the point that it is irrelevant. And this right here needs to be in the bullet points. This is, they're going to think you're BSing if they see Python and Java and JavaScript and TypeScript and C. They see everything, they think you know nothing. So I don't think I can move this forward with unless you had a very, very specific manager that wanted a little bit of studying in LLMs, which could be possible, and like primarily GCP. So yeah, I cannot do this. Please resubmit. Pick a tech stack when you're applying. I know school trains you in all of them, but in the corporate world, you got to be very picky, typically. So that's my review for this. I can't move it forward, and now we're gonna do with a scene transition. Sorry about that. I'm still recovering. All right. Is it mandatory that I need to have my resume in a single page? Nathan, that is a yes and no question. Primarily, the reason that you have it in a single page is, I think, missing the point. Um, it doesn't matter how many pages your resume is in. What matters and most important is that in the first half of your resume, the recruiter can find the qualifications and the manager. So you can have a 2-page resume and that's fine. You can even have a 1-page resume, but there might not make it past the first half of the page. So some of them will, some of them won't. So it's really important to have the qualifications in the first half of the page. But some managers do, in fact, like longer resumes. So again, it's not the length of your resume is irrelevant. What is relevant is how much you can put in the first half so that the people know that you are qualified to move forward. And the reason I hate these skill blobs is because this is taking up a lot of space when it's possible a recruiter may not read past here. Like, this is it, right here. This is all that may get rid of your resume in the first half. So whatever you are, make sure your bullet points are strong and powerful enough that it can show from here. So I wanted to go for my resume. You may know what could be the usual charges for it. For me or for other people? Because I do it for free. So that's nothing for me. No, other people, they charge like $500. So that's why I started this, so people could get free stuff, and most of them are scams. There are obviously some that are good still, but most of them are scams. So I submitted a resume review, but was told by my capstone sponsors to keep it as an internship, so I shouldn't. I'd have to see the rest of your resume and more accurately what's in the capstone, because that's going to matter the most. So what are my expertise? Practically everything. So I was an agency recruiter that specifically got my candidates interviews by working with them and changing their resumes when I was agency. I was the top third out of 53 other recruiters, and primarily it was because of how I helped them change their resume. That was how I made a lot of nursing placements. Then after that, I was internal for 2 years, and I was very, very good at the paperwork aspect. So I was understanding of essentially how the internal processes of recruitment work. If you ask for a subject matter expert on recruitment, it is probably me. I am not the best ever, but I am knowledgeable in most every aspect of it. So that is why people come to me, essentially. So, but yeah, I've worked for like Fortune 500 companies under RPO, and I've also, like I said, done agency for those other companies as well, and have made placements. Well, should be this year. So, IT or non-IT, I mean core engineering, total years of experience. So corporate-wise, I know IT and tech are different, but nobody ever says that. Everybody confounds the two, but I've taught others how to recruit for like software engineers. I have not done cybersecurity. That is something I don't have a ton of experience in, I will be honest. So, and I even state that in the reviews. So, cybersecurity is one of the few parts of IT/tech, even though I just call it IT because every recruiter calls it IT, even if that is not correct. So, all right, what is this resume? They are a marketing assistant. Okay, that is going to require me to look up the keywords for this because I do not know those by heart. Mechanical, manufacturing, nursing. Yes, I have done those. All of those. I've done mechanical engineering. I've done accounting. I've done nursing. Not done medical doctors. I've done software engineers, I've done data lake engineers, I've done data analysts, I've done it's hard for me to tell everything I've done because it's very broad. A lot of recruiters specialize, and I go the reverse. I am the jack of all trades, master of none is often better than a master of one, and I think that specifically describes my recruitment. There are definitely people that are better in individual aspects than me, but I am very good all around. So. All right, please be good. High level interest, passion for marketing. Excels with. Is this a pun? I feel like they tried to make this a pun. I feel like this was a pun. All right. So yeah, right now, if as people are new to the channel, the thing is, I do not have evicted. I don't know if that's the right word. I do not have knowledge of every industry all at once, but I do know how recruiters think and how they find them. So right now, what we're doing is we're finding the keywords specifically. Why is this not working correctly? There it is. So we're finding the keywords for the marketing assistant role. I assume it's going to be Excel, Google Suites, and social media, but I don't want to make those assumptions until it's finished. I do know software engineers mostly by heart, specifically full stack, because for some reason that is very hot right now. Also, this is not a very good job description. So we're gonna do Excel, Word, Google Suites, PDF, PowerPoint, Outlook. Okay, how can I connect with you to do? I do not do virtual one-on-ones. It's you just submit your resume and I will review it on the channel, or alternatively, you can ask me questions here and I will do it. These are my office hours, essentially, because this does not make me money, which I'm fine with. This is a hobby for me. The actual money making is the rest of the recruitment stuff. So, and I do not charge for resume reviews. So if you want, you can submit your resume and I'll go over it in chat with you. That is something you can do. There's a bit of a line, but it's not a huge thing because at least in the United States, the market is already like, Q4 is like a dead zone for recruiting. There's definitely stuff that gets done, but like it is exceptionally slow. So we are real in there. So even if I take a week or two to do it, it's probably not going to matter for a while because people are not going to get interviews for a bit, at least till Q1. Can I get a good job description, please? I mean, I do know clients, but that doesn't necessarily. And the problem also with this is marketing assistant is also moving to social media assistants as well. So this is going to determine a couple of things. Multiple, what is it? Brain. Brain. Multitask, that was it. Deadlines, etc. And I guess clients would be fine, but that's going to be specific. So it's the fashion particularly. That's interesting. I used to work in fashion, weirdly enough. I got product donations for a charity that sold high fashion called Dress for Success. So, and that was a really fun thing to do. So, this is going to be print media, then it's going to be social media, and then like TikTok, etc., YouTube, Insta, and then we're going to do, there's another one. There's another type of media as well, and I cannot remember. There's Photoshop. Canva, that's the word. I forgot about Canva. Having used Canva, it's not that hard. I actually really like Canva. Like, it took me a little bit to learn how to use it. So, and I really like it. It's actually pretty easy to use. So, lead generalization AdWord campaigns. I don't know if that would be a bullet. AdWords maybe, but I mean that would be more for a hire because this is a marketing assistant, and it also depends on if it's going to go more into the assistant or the marketing role, which is going to be a little bit different. Lead generation could be, but like if you're even looking at these, they're not quite saying that. So, like remote social media assistants. requirement. Oh, this is horrible. CRM workload. Yeah, so this is about what I was expecting, but it's really going to depend on the type, because it looks like there's going to be, are you going for an assistant role or is this more of a marketing role? And they're kind of the same, unfortunately. Title. All right, a musical enthusiast, blah, 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 blah. Solutions oriented, remain calm, response clear, positive energy. This is not a great, here, these ones. So yeah, these are going to be it. In fact, these are probably going to be seconds. So Canva, PowerPoint, Adobe, Outlook. And again, sorry for the sniffles. I've overcame mostly a cold. So, all right, there we go. So now we're gonna go to the actual resume, and nope, that's me. I deleted my own face. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, we are good. We are good. Let me just make sure this is correct. Yep. That is 18-1. This is a marketing assistant. And before I go into this, this is actually a case of the job title being two different things. So some of the jobs were more marketing, while the others were more generalized admin assistant. So you don't necessarily need all of these, but the more you can make it, the better, because it really does seem like there are two roles that are both called this. So one is just marketing assistant in that you are learning marketing, and the other is you're just the assistant to the marketing. So with that said, the keywords we're going to use are Excel, Word, Google Suite, Suits, whatever, Outlook, Canva, very important for marketing. MailChimp, Adobe, Outlook. We're going to have, I would like a sentence or something that says that you multitask and handle under pressure. Yes, every job asks for it. Yes, that's why it's important to have it. Yes, I also think it's not very good as a job requirement, because it's hard to judge that based on a resume, but it's still beneficial for you to put it in it. So along with any type of media is what you're going to go for: print, social, especially naming it for like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. And then some of them wanted CRM. So this is sort of where the split is between the marketing one. So let's look at this. This is not bad. Essex, I don't know what 2-1 is. If you are, I am a US based recruiter, so this is outside the United States, as this is, it says somewhere in London. You know, grain of salt with this resume. So, all right. This shouldn't be 3 lines though. This should be at least 2. But grew X from scratch to a fully functioning, profitable B2C operation with an active social media presence by using digital-only social media. Okay, so this is solid, but there's a couple of things wrong here. So the first thing is, at least in the United States, one of the biggest red flags you can have is owning your own company. And I know that's not great to say, but that's really true, is it's a very big red flag. So what you may want to do is just say contract positions or variable contracts or something for here instead of just self-employed. Because quite frankly, these bullet points are not terrible. I think you need to add a little bit more specifics. So break this down. So grew X from scratch to a fully functioning, profitable B2C operation with an active social media presence by using, that is good. And then you say by using digital media, digital marketing, such as social media, YouTube, TikTok. You need to list them, because it's very possible that your recruiter may not, or hiring manager may not know the email marketing, PPC, or SEO. But otherwise, this is an okay one. Your formatting is a little off because there's not as much room here. Stop bolding, please. I need everybody to stop bolding. Generated 15K in 2024. That's nice, but again, they're not asking for how much you generated. And if they are asking for how much they generated, they need to know how. You need to be more specific. Ran a marketing project in December that focused on project release at the end of the month, which resulted in over 2,000 sales. See, this is how you write this sentence, right? Instead of ran a marketing project, then focused on product release, and then I want a little bit more. Was it through YouTube? Was it through Instagram? Was it through Twitch? Maybe it was through Twitch. Haha. I don't know. And that it grew. Yeah, so like this is an okay one. I just need more detail. So your formatting, like I said, is a little off. If these sentences are a little scrunch, you can kind of widen them. Created a custom website. Okay, but that's none of these are what we're looking for. And this is why I hate people when they, I don't hate people. I hate it when people bold because this is not what they're looking for. I did not see a Shopify page fly or liquid. Now, again, in the US, maybe it's different over the pond. I think that's what they say. Ran advertising came through meta ads. Again, not a keyword that I saw. It's a good sentence because it can kind of showcase, but stop bolding. To grow brand awareness, formulate and implement a marketing strategy, freelance designer. Yeah. So, like, again, I don't see that you've used Excel, Word, Google Docs. I don't see that you've used Canva, MailChimp, Adobe. I don't see that you use Outlook. I haven't seen anything about multitasking. I did see a little bit about print media and stuff, and that's good. And that's probably why you're not going to get a lot of traction on this, is because, again, these are important. It's clear that you're good at your job, but that's not part of the job they're asking for in the requirements, at least the ones I saw. So I don't know if I'd actually be able to move forward with this. I might push for this resume to the hiring manager, but I think they may say no. So these are what is important, right? Like, I want to say grew X from scratch to a fully functioning BDC operation by using Excel, Word, by using social media search. I need to see how you use it. As a general rule, it is going to be skill/qualification plus how you used it, plus the result, and that is going to get you a job. Those are what we're going to need. So I don't know if I can move forward with this, honestly, especially because also you have a self-employed, and that's really hard to sell to hiring managers. So we're going to have to go to the next resume. Transition. Now I can look at chat again. So yeah, that's seriously, like, job hopping and self-employed are like the biggest things that you should never put on your resume. Say it as a contract, say it's something else, maybe do whatever, but don't. Saying you have your own company is just usually an automatic rejection. Managers hate that. Freelance work is iffy, right? Like, I would just say contract work or whatever, because it's still technically true because you're doing different contracts. So that at least reads better. And then you could list who they were with, which I didn't say. Freelancer is kind of iffy. I mean, like, if it's sandwiched between something else. But, like, managers do not like to see that. Again, this is self-employed is a huge red flag. If I ever go for another corporate job or anything, I am scrubbing the hell out of the self-employed parts of my resume. It just looks terrible to them because they think you're going to leave them. It's not, so, like, it's not the industry that is the issue. Space Toast Studios, which is a phenomenal name now that I'm thinking about it. I will come to the topic. I'm new to this platform. I want to know, like, how you do. Is there any way we can collaborate? I do the same stuff like what you do, I guess. Yeah. What do you be doing? I mean, I'd like to collaborate. I have an average of 5 viewers all the time, but I'd be like to do that, to see what I've collabed with some other people. I mean, I think my LinkedIn is in my Twitch, so you could probably just do it with there. I'm pretty open about who I am because I think I have to be. So yeah, you just go to that, go to my YouTube, find my LinkedIn, and message me and tell me who you was. So it's not there. Okay, interesting. Well, fine. I mean, here, I'll give you my own LinkedIn. It's Lee Corlitz. You can find that. I am fully up and on here. So let me get you my contact information. Copy link address. Oh gosh. So, okay, cool. There you go. Yeah. All right, it is right below. Boom. So yeah, anyway, perfect. I will get to it after the stream. So, what I was saying, Space Host, is the first rule that you need to know about hiring and hiring managers is you need to know how they think. And the very first thing you need to know is a hiring manager would rather make no hire than what they consider a bad hire. And I feel like that is one of the biggest disconnects between a lot of people, because like, well, how has that role been open for a year and a half? Well, yes, it's probably on the fault of the company, but the reason it's been open for a year and a half is because specifically they do not want to make a bad hire. They will fear bad hires and they will not hire. They will leave a role open for 2+ years if they think they are not going to make a good hire. Excuse me. I have acid reflux. Sorry about that. And what makes somebody and saying that you are a freelancer means in theory that two things. I do not believe this. I want to be clear. This is not Lee saying I believe these things. This is just what I have found is that you have a you were not good enough to stay in the game, and if you were not good enough to stay in the game, why would they hire you for those skills? Which again, not true, but that's what they think. Or alternatively, that you are just storing capital until you can leave again and freelance. They fear abandonment, all right? Hiring managers fear being abandoned. So if you have anything on your resume, anything at all, that implies that you are going to leave them, they will flee. They will not even bother to entertain it. And having self-employed is one of those things because that is what it gives the impression of. So that is why. I am drinking LaCroix, by the way. Which is, I know it tastes like nothing, but I still like it. It's like somebody left flavor in another room while they were making this. But for some reason, I still like LaCroix. And since I don't drink alcohol, I need to have other drinks that I like. So yeah, that is why it is a problem with specifically freelancing. Yeah, look, that's the point of the channel, so I can give you those insights. And I don't agree with that. It's just like, a lot of times I've seen highly talented people, and I'm just like, I can't move them forward because I couldn't move these other candidates forward as well, specifically with those things. So it is just really tough to do that. Biomedical researcher internship. Biomedical engineering, that's the word. Okay. So this is going to be the next resume, which is, did I title this right? Hold on. Sorry, y'all. We're also going to get a commercial soon, so I'll keep going after that. Well, it's better I'm getting this from you now than not hear back from recruiters. Yeah, basically. And the market's bad, at least in the US, so you're probably not going to hear back from a lot of recruiters, unfortunately. And I know why. It's not good, but I do know why. So, wait, am I on? Gosh, I messed up my own schedule. Okay, so that is 8-1. This is 8-2. Homer Simpson is 8-2. Okay. 8-1. Yeah, when the market's bad, you're just not going to get as much feedback and you're going to get ghosted more. So, unfortunately, is the case. Which primarily the reason for that is, I don't like this, but recruiters work for the company, and if you have to make the choice between making a hire or giving feedback, that's a choice that gets made. And unfortunately, that is the case. It's giving feedback is not like a quick button press. I wish it was. That's not saying I leave people on red. There is pushes, and I've helped try to get feedback, but it's a nightmare to do it sometimes. So do you think the market is going to get better soon, or do you think there are more hires maybe? There are always more. So normally, year after year, the biggest hiring frenzy is in Q1 of the year. There's a small chance it might get pushed to Q2 of next year, which is an anomaly. But yes, you will always see more hires in Q1 than any other quarter of the year. I think next year might be an anomaly, but that is an educated guess, not a fact. So, but it is a fact that you get the most hires in Q1. I just think it might be slightly different next year. So, but yes, they're always better soon is relative, right? Like some markets are still popping because the job market is not a single job market. It's 20 job markets, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. So it says medical device engineering. See, here's the problem. This is slightly very specific. And I don't know how specific I need to go with this. So let's say, I'm just going to look at a couple of these. Electrical engineering, these are not correct. Biomedical engineering specific internships. See, I can find engineering internships and I can find biomedical internships. I don't know if I can find biomedical engineering internships because that's such a specific niche. Oh, I hate having to do this. We're gonna have another question mark. I really hate doing that because that's like a key part of it, but I don't know if I could directly find specifically biomedical engineering internships. I hate doing a bad job, and this might be a case where I have to do a bad job of it because I can't find these. I've been looking through a lot of these and I cannot even find them. Let me try one more thing over the commercial break. Biomedical. Nope. No. Biomedical engineering internship. See if I can get any. Junior biomedical, not now. Yeah, because I'm only finding biomedical or engineering, not combined. And that is a problem. Yeah. Okay, well, I have to do what I can do with this. This is, I think, the closest I found to this is this one. And it has a terrible job description. Crud. Okay, yeah, I mean, I have to do what I can do to this. There's only so base tech skills. Then we're gonna go ability to take criticism, and then work as a team. Because that is all I could find. But admittedly, the ratio is very good. So. How bad of a burn version would this be? How am I gonna get? It may take on a 6-month contract with keeping gems project. Pays well, so if I were to take it and dip before 6 months, I would take a permal. I'm gonna have no right now, but I'm gonna get over the more money going into That is a good question. All right, are we back? Are there still an ad? Is commercial still here? Oh wait, is commercial still here? Can people hear me? Are commercials gone? I don't know. I think we are back. Okay. So, Clem, let me know if you can hear me. The short answer to that is, how early are you leaving the contract? Because if you leave at the 1 month prospect, probably going to be upset. If you leave at the 5 month, it's usually expected. Having done contracting roles, it's anticipated if the contract is not to get extended or towards the end of the contract, you're going to have people start to get antsy, and I do not blame them. So if they're hiring 6 contracts for a 6-month contract role, it depends when you bounce. If you bounce at month 3, I don't know if it would burn a bridge, but we wouldn't like it. But if you bounce at like month 5, it's understandable because like you've got to, most contractors spend the last part of that month just looking for other work. So yeah, that's what I would say on that one, especially. And again, thank you for the follow, Balcony. I appreciate it. Let's see. So we've got, oh no, I need to do this. You're not doing that. What you're doing, Homer Simpson. All right, let's see what Homer Simpson is about. This is a biomedical engineering internship resume. Before I review this, I want to let you know Homer Simpson. Great name, by the way. I've had a friend whose name is Homer Simpson that worked at a nuclear plant. But before I review in this resume, I had trouble actually finding engineering biomedical interns. I found biomedical interns and I found engineering interns. I could only find one biomedical engineering intern, and the job description was bad, so I couldn't actually fix the keywords and qualifications. So take this review with a grain of salt, especially because, and I'll be honest here, you've applied to 50 jobs, you've got two. For an internship in a market that's highly competitive for engineering and stuff like that, I don't know if there's anything I even should change about this. So, especially because I could not find the qualifications for this. So, with all those massive prereqs out of the way, let's try to review this resume. All right, good. Homer Simpson. This is clean. This is clean. All right, founder and CEO part-time tech time while in college. See, normally a full-time a cell phone company is a giant red flag, but you specifically say part-time role while I'm in college. This implies that this is not your end goal. This is just something you did to get by, and that's a good way to do it. Built full stack platform used with Next, SQL database, Fast API, and Python. This is a near perfect tech sentence. This is near perfect, right? Built the full stack, tells you it's full stack, tells you what it is, shows Next.js, which is sometimes a keyword, but not much, but says SQL, says databases, says API, and your primary language, which is Python. This is a near perfect bullet point, truthfully. Develop real-time ML models in Python, again, perfect. Show machine learning, show your bind tech stack, leading a person team into features and improving user feedback. And this also shows that you worked well with others. Secured early stage venture funding and accepted in multiple stages. Yeah, I don't have notes. That's perfecto. Everything about that was perfect. Created machine learning pipelines to automate tutor detections and histopathological images. Okay, I can't say it, but that's a good sentence. Worked with clinicians to evaluate accuracy and clinical relevance of models in cancer diagnosis. Okay. Oh shoot, there's one thing I worked. There's another word for cancer, and I try to remember it because I worked for Agilent and I did one or two, I think, of the roles involving that. So that was like 5 years ago, so I'm trying to remember. There is also another word for like. I'm trying to remember it, but there is another word for cancer, which you also probably want to put on your resume, but that's still phenomenal. So, yeah, I don't know why I don't think people would need to read past this. This is a perfect resume. The reason you're getting 50 applications to 2 interviews is simply because tech is down, medical is down, and internships are incredibly competitive. But this is a perfect resume. I have no notes. I have absolutely none except for that very teeny feedback. And maybe if you're doing full stack, you have room to add TypeScript, HTML, and JavaScript and CSS to this one. That is about it. But yeah, that's basically perfect. I have no notes. If this was any other market besides the triple threat of downturns of IT, biomed, and internships, you probably get it every 5. I don't know how you decided to write this resume or what you did, but this is the best one I've ever, I think, reviewed. So amazing. So I'm going to keep this as a gold standard. I would like to show others how to write, and I think this is a good description. So let me know in the comments if you're okay with me storing this resume so I can show it to other people. But yeah, a phenomenal resume, no real notes. 10 out of 10. Karsam Nanas, it might be. I thought it was Pisto something, but I can't remember. Thanks. Seems like I shouldn't take the role unless I want to be one of those unemployed folks. I feel like I could probably get at least one offer. I mean, look, there's also the point of like, it's not just that you leave a contract, it's how you leave the contract, right? Like, if you give them 2 weeks notice and 3 weeks notice, say, look, I really, really enjoyed working here. Unfortunately, this company is a non-contract role and it's paying 3 times as much. The recruiter may get annoyed, but they'd understand. So there's a lot of fine details here about burning that bridge that I can't really answer because I'm not in your shoes, but don't worry too much. It's less that you're leaving and more how you're leaving. So Because like I used to do those contracting things for Epitech, and people are gonna leave. That happens. They're gonna find full-time employment that's not a contract, and that just happens. So at least in the U.S., we're all at will, and that means that you can be fired at any time, even for well, except for Vermont or something. There's one state that's not at will, but I've never worked there, so I don't know what it does. So yeah, I would keep going with it just in case. And Balkani, I'm gonna try to find that word. It wasn't other words for cancer therapy, was it? Cancer machines. I know there's radiation, but it was immunotherapy. I might be thinking of immunotherapy. That might have been it. I don't know. Again, like I feel like it started with an M. Oh, oncology. It might have been oncology too. But anyway, that was a while ago. So seriously, this is like the perfect resume. I will delete this if the person says they want this deleted, but I really do want it. This is like gold standard internship. It's just that good. This is how you write a resume. Like, perfection. So, it gives the recruiter everything they need. It shows everything else. All right, what is this? Another software engineering intern? Software engineer. Okay, so they want, oh my God. Software engineer, new grad front end, QA support full section, lead change course assistant time, conflict, and no keywords. Thank you. Well, that's a lot of words that I don't know how to answer half of them, but we're going to go with full stack maybe. So, they didn't want an internship, right? Hold on, let me look at what they want because that's different. Nope, new grad specifically. So, software engineer, full. Let's keep it with full stack because they had a lot of words on there. So, full stack. I cannot speak. Full stack, I think I've saved this. Yes, here it is. So these are going to be the common ones in full stack. Let's see if this breaks my formatting. It kind of does. There we go. All right, Node, Angular, SQL, API. I have SQL twice. I do not need SQL twice. Agile, extra language, etc., etc. Cloud. Did I miss cloud? I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but those are mostly going to be it. So, all right. Let's see. Reformatted. We are good. We are good. And I will, by the way, chat, let me know if you want me to do a job posting roasting. Find me a job to post to roast. So, and I link it in chat and I will, roast it because I've written too many job descriptions in my time. Some good, some bad. I have not written perfect ones all the time. That is not the case. All right. Let's begin. I don't know why it sounded like Mario. This is a software engineer for a full stack position, sort of. So they messaged me that they were basically looking for a lot of stuff, but the keywords and all that stuff. But we're going to pretend this is a software engineer for a full stack because that is the one I know by heart, and that is the one that is pretty hot right now. I don't know why, but full stack is in. So, all right, this is fine. Keeps it at one line. I like this. It's clear and concise. Software engineer, develop cross-platform mobile. That's good. With React Native, that's a good one. An integrated Google Cloud platform, Firebase, perfect. Establishing secure authentication real time, increasing your engagement by 50%. Okay, so I don't know if we really need the 15% or not, but let me go over the keywords real quick. So for full stack, it's going to be TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. And I know people in comments like, well, it's obvious that I should know blah, 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 blah. Of course, but that doesn't matter. If at any point when writing your resume, you say, oh, I don't need this, it's obvious I should have it, put that down twice, because I've seen so many people lose out on jobs because they did not put what was obvious. So if it's obvious, it should be more in your resume, which is why CSS, HTML is there. Node, Angular, SQL, any type of SQL, doesn't matter, any SQL. React API, which is good, you have that. And then cloud, any type of cloud. And then typically Agile or an extra language. So in this case, it's going to be Python, that's fine. So you have most of these, right? You have React, you have cloud. I am missing these, right? And I think you could just say integrated cloud platform is steering secure authentication and real-time database features in an environment of, and then you could put SQL, HTML, CSS, etc., etc. So I think you just could have a little bit more in your first sentence, and then React, Node, develop JavaScript. This is perfect. There we go. A collaborated agile. I'm not a fan of the collaborated, but everything else about this. Notion for the progress. This is a solid resume. Um, Let me check how many you've been getting. Yeah. So this is mostly solid. I think the main problem is you're not putting enough of the tech stack because this isn't bad, especially because I feel like you mistyped something because I said you have 1,500 applications and you just graduated. So, but yeah, what you need, right, is a little bit more of these keywords. So what they have here, Google Cloud is fine, React is fine. Your first one should be the TypeScript, right? So this up here, right here, what I'm highlighting, should be the first thing in your resume. Then you can have React here, which is fine. That's good. So, and then collaborated in Agile is a weird way to say it. You can just say like in an Agile environment. So cross-functional is solid. Notion is not a keyword. And the rest of this is not a keyword. So I feel like you're half there. And then if you add some more keywords, that would be much better. So, and then for your second one is led 10 plus software projects, guiding 5 teams per year through GitHub collaboration, object-oriented design, instance, with your relation, and completion of 10 applications. Web tools, yeah, that's solid. I like it. I think really is just you need more of these, right? Like you have a couple of them, you just need more. And that's my biggest issue with this. Now, IT is in a slump. And in addition, if you did graduate in December and you're applying now, Q4 is the worst time to apply for a job in the United States. It's just the worst. While people do get hired, it is such small amounts. Most of the time, it is a scheduling nightmare. And recs get canceled, they get pushed back, interviews get moved. So if you started applying in the last, from when this video was released, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I would understand exactly why you'd be having trouble, even with a resume that I don't think is bad. Because even with a good resume, nothing really moves that much in this type of month. I've made deals before in this month, I've made hires, but the volume is always way lower than the rest of it. So that's what I think is partly the problem, is you don't have enough of the keywords, right? Particularly the first one right here, because a lot of them want TypeScript. But I think it's also when you apply. So that's my vote for it. But I think this is fine to apply for a full stack position. Just give a little bit more of the keywords that I have right there. And actually, I think part of the reason is you're missing SQL, which is a real blow. So more so than anything else, especially you need SQL. Any SQL, PostSQL, SQL, MySQL, NoSQL, any of the SQLs. So, but yeah, that's my vote. It's not terrible, but you really are missing SQL and TypeScript. And probably about the time you're applying is when everything shuts down until the new year. So that's my vote for it. Overall, like I said, not too bad. I think it just needs a little bit of a tweaks and you'll get a lot more interviews, even though the market is very much in a downturn for this type of position. So, well, that's it for this video. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe. And below, down there, submit your resume so that I can review it. Or if you have any other questions, stop by and stream and ask me. I am here to help. Where's my end button of the video? There it is. All right. Later, y'all. All right. Cool. Hey, Nathan. Oh, the thing changed. So what's up? Are we connected after the stream? I will do it after the stream. I don't have time to multitask that much, but I will be doing it after the stream. I'm not sure if you got cut off by a commercial, but that is what I said. So after the stream, I need to basically just do an email. I need to send an email, and then I need to do that. All right, cool. So maybe in a couple of hours, I'm just warning you. I have other recruiting work. That is what pays the bills that I have to do after my stream. So, see you, Nathan. So, all right. I just wanted to let you know when it would be, because it's not going to be immediate. So, yeah, no worries. All right, there we go. That is 13M. We are good on that one, and that is an ending of that video series. Are you done with... No, sorry. So I'm not done with reviews for the day. The way I record the videos is I do them in batches of 4, and because the algorithm is an unkind beast that cares not for which you came, I have to do the that's it for me today, do the like, comment, and subscribe, but I'm going for about another hour and a half-ish, depending, so I'm not over yet. I realize how that could definitely sound now that I'm thinking about it, so yeah, no, I have to. It's the dumb things that help with the media stuff. It's like I'm learning how to be the YouTuber. So, you know. All right. Let's see. What is the next resume? Let me do this. I have my own little filing system. See, that is 0.3, I think it is. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now we're on 19, and I have enough to go for... I have 15 extra resumes. I don't know if I'm going to get done. You manage YouTubers and Twitch streamers? Really? That's neat. I'd love to. Yeah, give me... I know the recruiting aspect. I know absolutely nothing about it. Let's learn all this stuff, right? So let me mark down. I have a little list of people that can help me in case I need help. Excuse me. So let me do this. Space the toast. Space as a person. Yes, I know this is very interesting, but it is needed to be done. And what help? Managed Twitch streamers. There we go. All right, I've marked it down. So thank you. I appreciate it. I hope I would be after a year of doing this. It's been more than a year actually, and it's taking me a bit to learn how to actually get all this stuff done. So, resumes. We are at 19.1, which is a software engineer. Please let me know which one this is. Nobody tells me what software engineer they are, and it's like the different keywords between Python and Java are huge. Yet alone, full stack backend and front end. I know technically Java is usually for backend, but JS makes everything weird. I don't like JavaScript. I don't like. Because when I learned this, right, again, I'm not a coder, I just learned how to hire them, is JavaScript front end, Java back end, and that was fine. That was easy for me to know. I knew that if you mess that up, they would yell at you. But then it's like, also you have Node, which is JavaScript and is front end, but also not, and back end, but also not, and it's still JavaScript, but it's not. And I'm like, I hate IT terms. Why? They're so confusing. All right, so we're just doing a software engineer. People need to give me which ones. Can I find it? They are... No. I don't even see a primary... Oh, it's Java? It looks like Java. So I think this is Java. Basically, they just said Java and I'm running with it. So I can actually look for Java engineers, which is a bit annoying because JavaScript also kind of messes it up. So, all right, software engineer. We are not looking for engineers. Java developer. Nope, back. Looks like DevOps. Oh gosh, it might be DevOps. No one knows what DevOps does. All right, I beat people in DevOps. They are critical for the company and everything breaks, but nobody knows what they do. That's my goal. So they said software engineer. They did not say DevOps. So we don't know if that's the case. Yeah, it is. It's a nightmare. Like, DevOps is so annoying to search for because there is no DevOps. Like, it's a nightmare. It's like, yes, they are important. They are critically important, but nobody knows what they do or what they called or how the skills work. And especially if you deal with a non-technical manager, because then you're both like, I don't know. API, RESTful, which I know is part of the API. GraphQL. Can we get anything else? Oh, right. I'm in the wrong little thing. So let me go here. There we go. Software engineer. AWS. Yeah, cloud for sure. And it's usually going to be that. Docker. Kubernetes. Kubernetes is how it's said. Software. Microservice is a big keyword. Microservices, yeah. Wait, microservices for Which one? See, now you're confusing me. A microservice is usually useful for a lot, but for DevOps or Java developers? Docker, Agile, so this is going to be cloud. I think particularly AWS I see a lot more of than others. So I'm going to put that Agile. Is there anything else? Blue Origin, huh? Java developer. What? The job description is not yet available for this role? What? I don't know what that is. I don't know why that was there. That was bizarre. Okay, I'm about done with this one. All right, let's see. Qualifications. See, that's still full stack. And then there's going to be other. So, monolithic. 35 people applied to no job description listing. I know, right? That was insane. No, I don't. So this is so weird to me, right? The no job description one, because this costs money. Having this job description up that over 3 months, 35 people have applied. That has probably cost them close to like $300, $500, $700. I'm blanking on the number. So I think it'd be about 700-ish. Unless they did the click per rate. So I have no idea why that's there. That is bizarre to me. I keep wanting to accidentally turn off my face cam, and that's not correct. Oh, we have an ad in 3 minutes. I will start the video then. So you know what? I'm going to do a job posting roasting of this real quick. So let me do that. This is a job posting roasting of the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This position has been up for 3 months. 35 people have clicked the apply button. That doesn't mean they've gone through the entirety of the company's ATS. That just means they clicked apply. And they say that the job description is not yet available for this role. Please visit again in the future. And it's been up for 3 months. Comment at middleware test company. This has got to be someone testing out like an ATS and they forgot to cancel it. But this is costing your company money. Having a job posted for this long is still costing money. So this is the weirdest thing I've seen in roasting job positions. But yeah, I know it doesn't exist, but it's still there. This is maybe I don't know. Is this? I don't know if people would consider this a fake job or not, but this is the weirdest thing I've seen. So yeah. Yeah, so and again, it is 35 people clicked the apply button. They did not necessarily go through the entirety of the ATS. So that is what that means, is when people click the apply, is they just click the apply button. They did not necessarily go through the entire process. So those numbers are not always correct, essentially. So unless it's easy apply, if it's easy apply, it is usually done through the LinkedIn's ATS system that you can have. So Comet something Java. So that's why people are like, oh, 100 people applied. It's much less. So, which I know that's why LinkedIn changed it, because people would get discouraged. But like, I wonder why they should even have that number in the first place, because I feel like they're just turning people off to jobs. Because as an example, let's do this one real quick before we go to an ad. It's 100 people clicked apply. Maybe only 3 of them went through the entire process. And now that people see that over 100 have clicked apply, they're not going to apply to it. Applied to a role 1.5 months ago. Today they reached out for an interview. I applied within 3 hours of the listing, though. Possible explanation. The role may have gotten on hold. They had another candidate who didn't work out. I've had somebody apply literally while I was refreshing the page to delete the job listing. That one I felt the worst for. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of reasons, more so that I have than 20 seconds before an ad starts. So I will be back after the ad. I will explain that. But it's probably both of swamped and the role got moved. Maybe there were budget issues. So, you know, I've had that happen and I've had hires from it once or twice. So usually you have to close the whole thing down and redo it. But so, all right. I will be back after this break and then I will answer that question and do more interviews. I don't know why my voice is doing that. So, all right. I will be right back. Restroom. Bear, no, do not trip me, dog. I love you. Stop trying to trip me. You are too big. There, come on. We're going back in the room, buddy. You don't have to stay in, but I know you get lonely outside because you're a big old baby. You're a 100-pound baby. Yes, you are. You're just the biggest baby around. Okay. What one are we doing? Software engineer in Java? Java. Excuse me. Let's see, we are on point 2. All right, there we go. All right, we are back. So you applied to role a month and a half ago. Today, you reached out for an interview. Applied within 3 hours of listing. I mean, truthfully, I've seen this happen before too. There, like I said before, would be another candidate they had that didn't work out, which is around 1.5 months because it takes about 4 weeks for somebody to start. Then they didn't work, so then they got a reapproval for the rec, which would have been about 6 weeks total. Alternatively, it could just be this is the nightmare time for applying, and you applied a month and a half ago, and the recruiter was out of the office, and then the hiring manager was out of the office, and then they had end of year budgets. So there's a lot of reasons that it could be. Alternatively, you applied within the hour, and there were other people ahead of you that they just moved to interview, and those didn't work out. But there's a bunch of things that could be. So, but I also know that their recruiting managers would be on them if a role has been open for a month and a half and there's been no movement. So I would assume there has been something to do with either their recruiter being out of the office, or alternatively, they hired a new recruiter, which it takes some time to get up to speed, or the manager being out of the office, because having a role open for 1.5 months is not good. Having a role open for 1.5 months with no movement is, managers will get on you for that, and justifiably so. But that's my guess as to what happens. And again, we are in the nightmare times. It is just like not a lot of movement going on right now. So it is the slow times. Alrighty, let's see. We are going to a Java engineer, which I think this is going to be Java. All right, we are reviewing a resume of a software engineer for Java. I assume Java. So again, when you submit a resume for a software engineer, make sure you are very specific to the person that you are applying what your role is. And in this case, I think it's Java because they have it here. And that was the best I could say with it. So what we're going to be looking for, specifically a Java engineer, is going to be obviously Java. API, RESTful, Kubernetes is I think how that's pronounced now. People in the comments have told me that. Docker, AWS, although any other cloud would be good. SQL, which I forgot to put in, which I'm going to put in now. Agile, and then there's going to be company specific. So some of them want maybe more full stack and they want you to do TypeScript and JavaScript. Some of them are going to be more other stuff. That's why it's other, is it's really going to depend. But on average, it's going to be Java, API, RESTful, Kubernetes, Docker, AWS, SQL, and Agile. So let's review that. Experience, also CI/CD. You know what? I forgot to mention that. That is a good one. You caught me there. This should be in here as well. So putting that in. Implemented. So applications. Okay. This doesn't matter. All right. For most people, you do not need a summary. A summary is if there's something critically off about your resume or you're changing in like industries. Like if you were a software engineer applying to be a, I don't know, let's just say like a fry cook, they would reject you because like, why the hell is a software engineer trying to be a fry cook? If you wrote in and your thing that says, tired of being a software engineer, want to start working again with my hands, they'd be like, cool, that makes more sense. But in this case, you are a Java developer applying for a Java role. It is assumed this is not needed. So this is almost a phenomenal sentence. What I really need from this, right, is just for you to say Java, right? Just say implemented CI/CD pipelines with Java, Jenkins, and GitLab. Otherwise, that's it. Just add the word Java. That is what is missing. Otherwise, this is a near perfect resume. You need a little bit more Java specifically. So just pepper it out. One here, maybe one over here. But otherwise, you have API, you have REST, you have AWS, you have CI/CD. So yeah, you just need a little bit more Java, but I can understand why you're getting interviews with this. It's still solid. So just add a little bit of Java. That's it. Otherwise, this is solid. The only other thing I would ask is you put the months here. Specifically when you don't have months, people assume the worst. So they are not going to assume that you worked from January 2021 to December 2024. They are going to assume that you worked from December 2021 to January 2024. If you've been at a company for 10 years, months doesn't matter really. But if you've been it for like less than 5, put the months. You don't need to do that for your education. Education can be fine with year, which is fine. Also, I would kind of recommend putting this up top very briefly. So just to replace this and then add Java to here. Otherwise, this is nearly perfect. So I can probably move you forward with this but I just want to give you a little bit of extra help. But otherwise, I can see why you're getting interviews with this. So overall, very solid. I approve. Just add a little bit more Java and maybe a little bit more with the formatting, with the education up top and no summary. And I think you're golden. So that's it. Very small changes. Good job. All right, that one is good. What did you send me? my friend who is a mod. What did you send me? Okay. Send me nothing that I need to look at right now. So that is 19. But yeah, overall resume. I think that is a solid resume. Alrighty, what do we got next? We've got a brain. Okay, we did 19. So now we're 19.2, and this is a junior DevOps. We got DevOps, everybody. Oh no, we've got DevOps. Oh no. I hate DevOps. Oh, the nightmare continues. All right. We've got DevOps. I already know the very first thing for DevOps is the word DevOps. Junior DevOps? Junior DevOps. The junior got cut off. That's why. You said quarter 4 is typically assigned, but assuming quarter 4 calendar, since a lot of tech staff companies for years is a 131. Again, this is the issue of there is never going to be a singular right answer in recruiting because it's going to vary because the job market is 200 jobs in a trench coat. So typically hiring slows down around October, November, and December in the United States in a general rule. There are exceptions for that, like seasonal work, because that is when they're going to start hiring is like a month before. But part of the reason is managers are usually doing their end of year work in their quarter 4, which is usually based on the calendar year. But as you said, not every company does that. I've worked for some that their end of year is not necessarily the real end of year either. So it varies, but it's not a hard and a fast rule. It's a rule of thumb. And I also say that so that people don't panic because they're going to be applying, they're going to do stuff, and then they realize that in quarter 4, nothing is happening and they think they need to change something, when in reality, no, you don't really need to change anything different about your strategy. It's just rough. So it's going to happen to everybody is part of the issue. All right. Let's see. Hard sell. Step 1 is not to put junior. Yeah, that's true. To be good at DevOps kind of says back knowledge how software, kind of like you can't build a car with knowing how to change a tire. I like that explanation. I think that's solid. But let's see. Maybe the resume is good anyway. But yeah, it's gonna vary. Essentially, it's just there's no way I could basically say the qualifications with everything I say. Otherwise, I'd be like, this is what happens, except these 300 scenarios when it doesn't. So I just kind of have to be, that hopefully the right generalized answer. Look, these are not even titled DevOps. They're not. Why is it searching in Los Angeles? I wanted to search in the United States. I am not looking for a DevOps position. All right, let's look at this. Incident management sounds like cybersecurity. It's DevOps. It can be whatever it wants to, right? You let DevOps be what DevOps wants. So let's see if we can't find in some commonalities. DevOps, cloud. I know we're going to do cloud. Let's see. So cloud, CIC tools, Docker. All right. DevOps is exploring what it wants to be. Let it be what it wants to be. We're all better for it too, because we need these people in our lives. All right. Seriously hate searching for it, because like I've asked a bunch of people, because I cannot code, right? There's a reason you do not see me open the little code section and code. And to learn how to do this, I have to ask people in tech like questions, and I've never gotten the same answer with DevOps. It's every time. Let's see, Git operations, CI/CD, AWS. There we go. Yep, Red, CloudWatch, Docker. At least I'm having stuff with like Docker seems to be a commonality. Linux. No, give me a different one. Unpaid internship. Okay, that is not what they're looking for. No, they're not looking for an intern. They're looking to actually make money, which is the point of that. Let's see, DevOps. DevOps. Yeah, all right. This is going to be language. So I have to be so vague about this, and I hate it because it's very specific. Cloud. It's definitely going to be cloud. And then this is totally different. Wait, why are they... Okay, look at this, y'all. They highlight it. Oh, you know what? No, this makes total sense. This is for Bethesda. That's why they did special. Okay. I was like, is that a Fallout reference? And then I looked, oh, yes, that is the company that makes Fallout. That is why they say that. That's actually really funny. I like that. The simplest way I can explain DevOps is that it's generally responsible for making sure the system gets deployed and stays up under different load, and is responsible for updating the software to place accuracy. Yeah, like, honestly, from what I've sort of pictured, and despite all my complaining on DevOps, I feel like they're sort of the mechanic of the system. Like, they're not going to create it, but they are going to, like you said, make sure it doesn't break. Like, if something breaks, DevOps is there to make sure that doesn't happen or to fix it. So that's loosely what I've got with it. Also, for real, that's adorable that Bethesda has the special, because that's exactly what they do in the game. I love that. Let's see. Because then also, like, it's different. See, I wonder, like, I am on two minds on if that is good or not, because there are people that may not play the game that would be good for you that will not understand why that is special, why that is written that way. But on the other hand, it is funny, and it's possible the people that don't know wouldn't really care. So, all right, let's look at this. Built scripts. All right, yeah, Lambda, Azure, Agile. All right, I've got enough to do this at least. So we're going into this like fear DevOps. Also, they had a prime opportunity to call themselves DevOps Do or something, or DevDo, which would have been way funnier, and that is a missed opportunity to make their fake name that. But, you know, whatever. That's not a huge deal. I'm not going to judge them based on that. That would be incorrect. We have got a DevOps engineer position specifically for a junior one. And before I even start reviewing this, I just want to say DevOps is, I have recruited for a little bit of these types of roles. I've talked to this. DevOps is a nightmare because companies always give different things for DevOps. So for these keywords and qualifications, they're going to be much more generalized than normal because people call DevOps everything. I've talked to many people. They all give me different answers. In short, it's kind of like the person that makes sure all the computers don't break ish, but that's not even also correct. So DevOps is a bit of a nightmare to search for because, again, everything is just going to be wildly different. But around what you're going to be looking for is the word DevOps, so they know you're DevOps, Docker, which was in a lot, anything with cloud, although mostly AWS, but again, anything with cloud is good, along with some of the keywords from there, such as, like, I think Redis, whatever. If you know what, you know those keywords. So the word CI/CD, Kubernetes, OpenShift, Helm, Terraform, and then a primary language. So those are loosely what we're going to be looking for. And let's go. So let's see. Software engineers is major that I currently transitioning to development platform engineer through roles of self-learning projects. I don't like this summary. I understand where you're coming from here. I do not like this summary. I would probably change it to software engineer transitioning into a DevOps site reliability platform engineer. That's all you need to say, right? Just software engineer transitioning into a X engineer. Don't make it any more complicated than that because they are going to see software engineer get confused. This at least lets them know you don't need anything else. You overthought it. Just do that very briefly. The skills section is too long. In addition, half of these were not in any of the keywords that I looked for. The word CI/CD is. AWS is, and most of the rest of these besides Docker is not. So I don't like these skill sections, but if you have to include them, make them 3 lines, no more. Software engineer. Design and develop these side of generations of 16 different countries converted over manual work to 10 minutes of automated process over 5 million URLs. Okay, you use the correct keywords. I still don't like how they're bolded. What I would do is instead say design and developed the STEM generation of 16 countries using or in the environment of C Sharp, AWS, Southgate, then do it, which resulted in blankety blank. Contributed to the internal infrastructure code. Your font is slightly smaller than it should be. Also, please use Arial 12.5 font. 10.5. 10.5, not 12.5. Font. And again, this is okay. Covered the introducing the CD pipelines to GitHub Actions. These were not, Jenkins were sometimes, but these were not really keywords. Do not bold. Please stop bolding these. So yeah, this is okay. I mean, the fact is you're transitioning from a software engineer to DevOps is going to be tough, but like these are at least the generalized things of what I saw. You've got to be a little more, I guess, vague with this and not with the bolding, because right now this is too much. They're going to see this. They're not going to see the word DevOps, which you should definitely have. So I don't know if I can move forward with this. And I might not be able to, but it's close. I am on the fence about this one. So these were the right keywords, but you need a little bit more. So I don't know if I can move forward. It's a maybe on me. And that's what I have to review for this one, unfortunately. So that's it for this review. Let's go to the next. Right. Like, if you are doing DevOps for real, just put the word DevOps everywhere in your resume. I'm not even joking. That is critically important to just put the word DevOps. Okay, see, like, and therein lies the issue, right? Like, you're not being reviewed by other coders. You're being reviewed by an idiot who has a bachelor's in psychology, right? Which is me. That's who I'm referring to. So, and Jenkins also is why I was like wondering, like, I think that's part of the keywords, but it needs to be just, especially for some things like DevOps, just bold-faced, highlighted, screaming from the heavens. Because you just don't know who knows what you know. You don't know what others know that you don't know that you know that you know. You know? So. All right, there we go. Also, I did, in fact, get another computer for Black Friday. It is not ready yet. I think I'm going to set it up by next week, but I can actually do, like, in-between breaks for this and start doing, like, games or anything. Just briefly so that, like, I can... I need a break after doing resumes for just, like, 2 straight hours. I need, like, a detox. So... Right, what is the next one? Yeah, that's why we both like used X to deploy and not just use. Yeah, and that is correct. I really like the use to deploy application ABC. That is exactly how you should do it. There's something off about this resume. Okay, is this accurate? They are a full stack, I think. Yeah, they say full stack. Good, good. I'm glad you learned it here. New color shun, I know. Here's the thing, though. I am excited to do this, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but they said they applied to 20 positions and got 4 interviews as a senior software engineer. So I'm actually expecting the rest of this to be very good. But the problem with that is people are not always honest about how many they applied to, or they don't understand it, or they put in random ones. And it sucks because that is a critical aspect of it. Because, like, I need to know. I need to know how many you've applied for in case your industry is slightly different and location. So, assuming they're telling the truth, but I assume this is full stack as well. And that is one of a flaw in my system, is like, if they're not correct on that, it can change it. Because I don't know every corner of everything. I just know an awful lot. I don't want to give bad advice. I really hate giving bad advice. All right, we have full stack. So, all right, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, Node, Angular, Agile, extra language, SQL. If it's a lead position, stuff you've led, leadership, but that's sort of a specific thing. And then I should also do, because I forgot this, CI/CD. All right, we have an ad start. And is it 20 applications with a that's the problem, is I don't have it. I have to remake it. I don't know how to remake it, because cold applications are what we're doing. But yeah, it could be from a referral, and that's a fair point. And I need to change the website. And typically what I do is I do that stuff on the weekend now. That's why I started doing this timing, so I could do like every weekend do a little bit. But yeah, like the difference between 20 applications with a referral and 20 cold applications is night and day. Because truthfully, your resume is less important with a referral. Because yeah, you're getting referred. You're basically skipping the resume portion of the process. That is what a referral does. So let's begin, and hopefully this is accurate. We are reviewing a senior software engineer. And again, before I go into this, like I do with everyone, this person said that they have submitted 20 applications and got 4 interviews from it, which is an obscenely good ratio. If those were not referrals. So referrals, for everybody who knows and submits in the future, I don't like to count those, because essentially they kind of skip the interview process. A lot of referrals, direct referrals, are just, I know this person, I know they do good work, they do that, and they won't really need the resume as much until the interview stage. So assuming these were cold applies without referrals, that is a phenomenal ratio of 20 applications to 4 interviews. If it was with referrals, that doesn't count. So I'm going to review it with both of those things in mind. This is for, I believe, a full stack position, which again is going to be TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API Cloud, Agile, any other extra language, CI/CD. And because they are a senior software engineer and they may want to apply for other senior or lead roles, leadership. Although if you are not applying to leadership roles, you can ignore that last bullet point. So I hate the fact that this has colors, but the rest of the formatting is okay. Full stack engineer with experience in more hobbies for quality work. I don't think any of this is needed. The summary does nothing for you. I offer acquaintance with stock trading and analysis. Cell phone businesses are also usually a giant red flag. But again, offer quaint economic signals. Yeah, so I see, the thing I like here is signals to assist less technical people in stock trading. If you said like hobby or something, but a cell phone business is almost always going to be a red flag for a hiring manager. And another thing is I have to go all the way down here before I get to your actual experience in the coding part. So let's go with here. Led development in domains of X and Y. Okay. Manage a small team of around N developers, coordinating with other teams that were feature consumers, key projects. This is okay, but this reads more like a management one. I also need this to be one sentence. It can be a run-on sentence, and I need some of these keywords and qualifications. So, designed a system and pipeline for tracking J and K. Okay. Prioritizing DB scalability, maintainability, so business tracking key J, slot cost reduction, and revenue cost. Well written, but I still need the tech stack. And it might be because of how you anonymize this. This is just not great for this format. Architected and designed to excel accessibility of a multi-linear X-based. See, here's part of my problem is I don't know what X-based is, because I know you're trying to be anonymous, and that's good. I don't want you to dox yourself, but I don't know if I can really review this without those things in here, because they're going to be looking for this along with leadership. And truthfully, you have the leadership stuff. I think this is very solid. I just want a little bit more of these keywords. Unless you've been cold applying everywhere and still getting that result, in which case, please let me know in the comments, because that would change a lot. But I assume a lot of those were with referrals. But maybe not. Maybe this is just another formatting that I'm not used to that works. But see, this is solid. There's no month here. There's a lot of formatting issues here, but the actual bullet points are solid. So these need to go in the bullet points. But yeah, at least in the US, I don't know if this would fly, but since you have to be relocated to a war, which is the best excuse I've ever had. I don't That's not an excuse, that's real. Oh my gosh, I hope you are okay. I'm assuming you're probably not in the US, but yeah, this one, quite frankly, is a nightmare for me to actually review because there's too much anonymized for me to help, and it's I don't know if you're cold applying or not. So I'm gonna have to leave this as a giant question mark. I think your bullet points are mostly solid, though. You just need some more of these keywords put in, but I think you have the right idea. So that's the best I can do for this one. I wish I could do more, and I have to just go to the next resume because not much I could really do with this one because too much is anonymized, which again, I'm not faulting you for because this is a public forum. I totally understand. So, yep, wishing you the best of luck, and hopefully in the comments below you can tell me if this were cold applies or if you got referrals, because that would definitely change how I view this resume. So, transition. I've submitted like 80 or so cold apps this go around so far, and I actually got 4 callbacks, including NVIDIA. Ooh. But just taking what you said and adding more stuff. Yes, thank you. Good. I love feedback. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I know is I wish I could give you a 1-to-1, but I know I can increase those odds. So look, if you could go to my LinkedIn and say that, I'd love that. I have a little kudos section. But thank you, Buggy. I'm glad you came back to me and said it's working, because in a vacuum, I definitely sometimes I'm like, what if I doubt myself? What if I'm wrong? What if the market has changed? I've been keeping up, but what if it's not enough? And then someone comes back and is like, no, I did this. I got like 40 extra interviews. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm on the right track. It's from 500 to like 4 to less than 100 in the same round. Okay, perfect. I am stealing that quote. Because I need to. One day I'll do a marketing push. Don't know when that will be. So, but one day. Because I know resumes. I mean, like, half the how I sourced and how I wrote the resumes is why I got most of my money in agency in the beginning. Weirdly enough, I'm now kind of away from that aspect because that's not how I work really with the. Now that I get to work directly with the managers, is a little bit different. But that was how I made my money. I was the top third out of 53 recruiters. Okay, so technically I was the fourth, but my boss got promoted and was one of my coworkers got promoted to my boss and was no longer in the running. So technically, I'm still third out of 53, 54 recruiters. Although she definitely would have beaten me if she did not get promoted, and I will fully admit that. So, and that was mainly because I worked with their resume, and I'd be like, look, this is not going to fly. Do X, do Y, change it. And then I started getting it. So. And I think it also really helped that I met when I first started doing my second agency recruiting job. My first agency recruiting job, I just wasn't good. And I'll be honest with that. I did not get good at this job until my second job. I started developing the methodologies and the skills, but I was not able to apply them successfully until my second job. So, and then I started to take off after the first couple of months, because I would just I would shadow them, like, what I've been doing is not working. I need to shadow everybody and figure out how the hell, because I'm not getting fired from this. And I succeeded. I got third out of the company of 53 recruiters, and I'm proud of that. So, because I made a hell of a lot of placements and ones that nobody really wanted to touch. So, still, I will say though, one of my other coworkers, I was never able to beat, and I really hope I get to work with her again, because she was just the best recruiter I've ever met in my life. Like, I saw the mountain and I'm like, oh wow, that's seen. So I had a dev for a job I wanted to be like, so eventually when it came to me for questions, yes, right? I want to be there so that that person can be like, damn, Lee, you're a good recruiter. Because here's how I worked, and I'll try to tell this really quickly. I shadowed everybody and I looked over their shoulder literally to see how they did it and how to extrapolate how they worked and how I could work that into my own method. For her, I could not see it because she was too fast. She made connections nobody else could in rapid fire, and it was so much more than I could handle. And I'm like, oh my God, I may not be the best, but I'm going to shoot for second best. So she was amazing, and I really hope I get to work with her again. So phenomenal agency recruiter, way better than I. Just kick my butt left and right. So yeah, it really does. I think it absolutely does. It also was a good ego check because I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but I'm not this person good. So it didn't get full of myself at the time either. So it was really good that I had them as coworkers, especially like the best of the best. So I actually have been blessed with very good coworkers at most of my jobs. I will be honest. So that is something I know that does not always happen because I've recruited people away from those, but I am very happy I've had a bunch of good jobs. So as I love that someone way smarter than I am made library X, Y, and I trust that. Yeah, that's why. Like if that person ever goes like, I trust your opinion. Like you know more than me. I was the subject matter expert until you walk into the room, and then I am the secondary. Right, we did. This was 9-3. 9-3. Did you need to go out? Let's stay out. I'm going down. Here we are. Come on. All right. Well, I'll leave the door open for you, buddy. Okay, we are back. All right, we are a. What is this? What the heck is this actually? What am I reviewing? Okay, I've never done this one. I don't know what this is. This is a corporate development and strategies and operations. That doesn't even fully fit on it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's look at what the heck this is. Is this a job title? Or is this like a... What is this? Is this business development? Yeah, it really does sound like somebody made buzzword soup. Because, like, corporate development, okay. Corporate strategy is a little... because it's usually more subdivided to that. But corporate operations does make sense. But development strategy and operations is... Is that... I gotta look at this. Is that an actual job title? I don't know if that is a job title. Uh, what do I even do for this one? Because there's business development and there's corporate development. I'm just gonna have to do some of these and hope that I get it right, and I'll just let them know. I mean, like, there's some flaws with the formatting, and this is one of them. That's also one I'm not really sure how to really fix, truthfully, because like, I am gonna redo a bit of it in like a week or two, because I really do need to know how many applications people have gotten. What, like, I also need to know if they're pulled or referrals, like you said, Buggy, because that's a correct way of looking at it. So, okay, Intercom game, new tech. Okay, is this strategy, business development, media, entertainment? They're not. Yeah, because these seem like different jobs. These seem like real different jobs to me. Admittedly, I've not recruited for them, but I think we're going to do a more generalized version of this. Passionate about big challenges. Please don't put this. I hate when too long. Development and continuity? Yeah, this is like continuity. I don't even know what is continuity in a. Oh, I guess audits and stuff. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm gonna say maybe PMP, GCP, and then stakeholders. I think this is the best I gotta go, because like these are not. Yeah, I'm not finding this, man. All right. Move it. Why does my camera keep moving? Stop it. You are supposed to stay still. I am supposed to move. GCP also stands for Google Cloud. Yeah, no, I know it does. It stands for no. GCP, not Google Cloud. I know GCP is Google Cloud, but there's another one. I think it's. I gotta double check this. It is a certificate. Certificate is what I try to say. What is GCP? It's Google Cloud. Good. It's also good clinical practices, and GMP is good manufacturing practices. That was what it was. It was GMP that I was thinking of. So I'm gonna have to do what I can on this one. I mean, like, this is just a weird one, and I don't think there's anything that they can do about that. We have got, and this is going to be a mouthful of a resume, a corporate development strategy and operations position. So I'll be perfectly frank with you. I could not find this job. I have found corporate development jobs. I've found corporate operation jobs. I've found corporate strategy jobs. I have not found a strategy, operations, and development job. Maybe if I dug deeper, I could find it, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to do bits and pieces of these keywords from corporate development and strategy and operations. Take this with a grain of salt. That's the best thing I can say. Which, honestly, if you have applied to 100 places, gotten 5 callbacks, interviews. It's not acting. Interviews. That's solid, and I don't know if you really even need to change anything if that's the case. And those were cold applications, and you've gotten 100, you've gotten 5 interviews. That's solid. So let's see what I can at least do, and maybe I can find some commonalities and maybe improvement, but this might be a little bit out of my domain. Crud, I have the wrong thing on. Well, this video is getting deleted. Versus, it should look like this. Ooh. All right, let's go back. Deleting. Resume reviews, we're deleting the verticals, because something, padoodly-doo. All right, there we go. This is what it should actually look like. Oh gosh, go back. So yeah, GMP, this is also a thing where, like, whenever I meet a new manager, I always ask them to explain the acronym, because there's a lot of different acronyms that mean different things in different industries. And when you are working cross-functionally, you can run into those. So, and I've had that a lot. I'm trying to think of which one example, but I know there was an IT term that wasn't GCP that was common in another part of the medical stuff that I worked for, or not medical, biomedical, pharmaceutical. That's the word. Right. So there's a lot. Like GMP is good manufacturing processes. So there's a lot of overlap between acronyms. All right, this resume is a corporate development strategy and operations. So here's the thing about this. I could not find this job. I did not dig for hours, but I could not find this job after like a couple of minutes of searching for it. I found corporate development jobs, I found corporate strategy jobs, I found corporate operation jobs, I found one strategy and operation job. Did not find all of those combined. So I'm doing bits and pieces of these, and honestly, if you have submitted 100 cold applications and gotten 5 interviews for them, that's solid. I don't know if you really need to change anything. That's a phenomenal ratio, 100 to 5. So, I'm still doing this because I said I'd review resumes and I like doing this, and I know that people want it. So, but I don't know how accurate this one is going to be. So what we're going to be looking for is an MBA or international experience, proficiency in Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and probably Adobe, which I should have put in, that you have aligned and drove cross-functional groups, essentially that you have worked cross-functionally. Uh, some of them wanted a PMP or GCP or maybe GMP, which I know we just did a bunch of software engineers, but those acronyms are different, which is GCP is good. I forgot the acronym. There's a lot of acronyms that are very different. Like GMP is good manufacturing process, while GCP is Google Cloud. So, but PMP is something you always want to put up if you actually have it. And then in addition that you've talked to stakeholders. So let's see if we can look at that and see why you're having a lot of success, because you are. 100 cold applications, 5 interviews is good. So developing and comprehensive 5-year strategic product roadmap, solid. Incorporating market trends, competitive analysts, and client needs, demonstrating ability to create long-term strategic vision aligned with organizational goals, solid. I would maybe say with organizational goals cross-functionally or something, but still that's a solid one. Led the product discovery development and launch of a private investment platform, including competitive analysis, market research, resulting in the product growth. Good. Led annual benchmark development industry and opportunities to grow one business line. Own product strategy, stakeholders. There we go. That's the word, which is user research, features, data driven. I mean, I'm liking this. I don't know if you have the keywords, but also full disclosure, these keywords may be wrong since I couldn't find the darn job. So, but I can definitely like the way these are written. These are also very good brags, truthfully. You have AI, which is a hot thing right now. You have you had stakeholders, which is definitely going to be one of the things. Let's see, you have the numbers and they're correct, cross-functional. So yeah, I mean, you may be missing a few of these, but again, they may not matter. I like this. Education, MBA. Okay, here's actually where I would have a slight thing. Is these should be up top, and they should be no longer than 3 lines, right? Just say Ivy League Business School, honors, strategy and operations from Northeast. Large public Midwest University, Dean's List in accounting. There you go. And then have the CFA, and that should be it. So you should really have these should be at the top in only 3 lines. And that's kind of my only real complaint about it. Besides maybe missing 1 or 2 of the really basic ones, but it looks solid. And let me know in the comments if you are getting 100 cold applications to 5 interviews, because that's good. So that'll be it for me for this video. I'm still streaming if people are in chat, and we're good. I like it. So this is, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. I will see you all next time. Alrighty. That was 19.4. Okay, perfect. So we are basically good. I think that is a solid amount for this one. So completed, and then videos. And then next week I will have video games up, I swear. I'm obviously still going to do resume reviews, but I need to break. an hour and a half straight of just doing resume reviews can like break me. Um, and it looks like I finished that one. It was based on your advice. I might have some changes to make. Good, good. That is why we are all here. So, should I resend? Always, I'm okay. Look, I will tell everybody in chat. Do not be afraid to ask me questions because it is literally the entire content of this channel. Do not be afraid to resubmit your resume. It is the content. Your this is why it's free, is this is the content. So please send me all that stuff. I'm happy for it. I'm glad to help. Send me the resumes, redo them after you've made the changes, do that kind of thing. Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. I did somebody's resume twice before they even did it. It was Da Vinci or whatever. So, all right. I'm not sure I have enough to go to another thing, so I think I'm going to. Good, and that is why I like people to be in chat, because a lot of this is a generalized approach that does work with other stuff. There are some different stuff, like, if you are changing industries, then you basically want to put a summary. There are a few others, like if you have PMP, that should be highlighted. But there's a lot of commonalities between resumes, more so than there are differences. So I think that's good for me today. I still got stuff to do. I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST and Wednesday at 10 a.m. PST as well. Please make sure to spread the word. I love people coming in here. I will be back. I will continuously doing it, and hopefully for next week I'll have some games just so that like I could do a little bit in between. So, but yeah, let's go rate a channel. I like rating other people's because I'm also ending it now because you're going to get an ad in 8 minutes, and I'd rather just end it before then so that like you don't have to deal with that, right? Like you don't have to deal with that. Okay, so we've got, who are we gonna raid? We've got a coder. There's a lot of coders, and I actually like this person's music, so I'm gonna do with Algo Bro, who is Java apparently. So we're going with that. So, yeah, let's begin the raid. And thank you all for joining me. And I truly enjoy doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, yeah, I appreciate it. And we've got like 8 seconds before we raid. 5, 4, 3, 3.5, 3.25, 2, and 1. Thank you, everybody.